morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. Looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day's support, resistance and pivot levels and the Fibonacci's. It is Monday the 17th of May. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks bearish start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin move through the pivot at 46,829 to take a run at the first major resistance level, setting at 49,638. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 49,000 levels. So barring an extended rally on day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at the 23.6% fib at 54.73 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Bitcoin target the second major resistance level at 52.678 before any pullback. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 43.789 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of the second major support level, sitting at 40,980. The 38.2% fib at 41,592 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we got a narrowing of the bearish histograms through the turn of the day, so look out for a possible bearish cross there. On the EMAs, still bearish indicator with the 50 pulling back marginally from the 100 and the 200, and the 100 pulling back from the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So key would be to move through the pivot at 46,829 and back through to 49,000 levels. Failure to do that, and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against US dollar, it's a bearish start to the day. Going to need to Ethereum move through the pivot at 3603 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 3861. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break back through to 3800 levels. However, so barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 3878.23 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum target 4,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 4137. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the 23.6% fib at 3369 and the first major support level at 3327 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 3000 levels. The second major support level at 3068 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we had a marked narrowing of the bearish histograms through the start of the day, so need to keep an eye out for a bullish cross. On the EMAs, however, bearish indicator at 50 pulling away from the 100 and the 200, with the 100 closing in on the 200, signaling further downside ahead. So key would be to move through the pivot at 3603 and back through to 3800 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels are in play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, tracking the broader market, bearish start. Going to need to see Litecoin move through the pivot 300 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 320 and the 23.6% fib at 322. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break out from 310 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and 23.6% fib to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Litecoin target 350 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 345. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 276 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of the 38.2% fib at 265. Second major support level sits at 255. Looking at the MACDs, we've had a narrowing of the bearish histograms following yesterday's late recovery from the intraday low, but no sign of a bullish cross as yet. On the EMAs, bearish indicator with 50 continuing to pull back from the 100 and the 200, signaling further downside ahead. So key would be to move through the pivot at 300 and break out from 310s to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will be in play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, particularly bearish start to the day. Going to see Ripple's XRP move through the pivot at 1.4685 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 1.5948. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break out from the 23.6% fib at 1.5426. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 1.6 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ripple's XRP target 1.7s before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1.7396. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 1.3237 and the 38.2% fib at 1.2807 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of the second major support level, sitting at 1.1973. Looking at the MACDs, a slight narrowing of the bearish histograms, but no signs of a bullish cross, so that's supporting the early downside. On the EMAs, the 50 has narrowed in on the 100 and the 200, with the 100 pulling back from the 200, giving a bearish indicator. So key through the early part of the day, move through the pivot at 1.4685 and back through to 1.5 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will remain in play.